I've just been chosen to talk a little bit about my Cutco story and this awesome opportunity that y'all all have here. So before Cutco, money had never really been my family's strong suit, but hard work was always really driven into me by my dad, who works two jobs as a firefighter and a carpenter contractor. But I have had a job ever since I was 15, working at bussing tables at a restaurant and not quite legally serving tables when I turned 16, but it's okay. But so when I turned 18, going into my senior year of high school, after working at that job, the same job for 2 years, doing pretty well. I was a head server, manager on shift, stuff like that. The restaurant shut down on my birthday too. So it was kind of like, happy birthday, you don't have a job anymore. I'm like, great. So I had to find something really quick. Went to my favorite sushi restaurant, Blue Sushi, if you know where that is. Absolutely love eating there. Great people. Hated working there. The absolute worst. Bussing tables, training to be a waiter, which if you think memorizing names and uses is hard, try to memorize the ingredient to every single sushi roll. Damn near impossible, I'll tell you that. So then I went to one of my friend's grad parties and was talking to someone there. I really had only met them like once, was kind of friends with them, but definitely not buddy. But I was just making small talk, like, hey, where are you going to school? What are your plans for the summer? She was talking, said, oh, going to UT, don't have much planned, selling knives, going to the beach. I'm like, you're doing what? And she said, going to the beach. I'm like, no. The other thing. And that was the first time I ever heard about Cutco. And she told me I should apply. She told me all about it. So it was a great opportunity. And so I said, well, screw it. I'm about to throw the rope over the tree with this freaking job that I have now. So I'm going. I just said, I have nothing to lose. I went to the interview, talked with Shelly, and I was nervous as heck. I will tell you what, I had no idea where I was going. I was dressed in a suit and tie. I mean, that was the first time I ever hadn't just walked into a restaurant and said, hey, can I bus tables? They're like, sure, okay. But I got the job. And immediately after, still in my suit and everything, I drove to that sushi restaurant. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be working here anymore. That's how confident I was in this opportunity, and I would not let this go to waste. And so when I started, I definitely was not a 10K fast starter. I will tell you that. Kind of like John said, I had never sold 10K in my life, but I worked hard, and you should have seen me on that first demo. I was practically shaking. It took me 3 calls to the office to sell 1 chef knife. 3 calls, 1 chef knife. But after that, I had enough confidence to go out, keep going. My next demo, it was with a Cutco customer, my best friend's mom. Walked in, she had a homemaker. But she bought a flatware chest, got her on that. And then just a few more small sets, a homemaker there, and just nothing special. Ended up about 4K for my fast start. SC2 push came around, kind of like John was talking about. I sat down with Brian. I'm like, Brian, I want to sell 10K. He's like, all right. I'm like, yeah, I want 6K more to go. Like, no, you're doing 10K for the push. I was like, walked into that one, didn't I? So we sat down, we made a plan. He told me everything that I needed to do, and I busted my ass those weeks. And the worst part about it was I had freshman fish camp for Texas A&M that summer, so I missed 4 days out of that. So I got quite put behind the 8 ball. But cool thing about this job is you are never behind in your goals. You are just one sale away from anything. Pulling up to Austin, pulling up to the conference, I was at $8,800. Felt defeated, super close, but I was happy with my efforts. I was fine. Told Brian, was kind of bummed out about it. Brian said, what are you doing here? Get your ass in that lobby. Call every damn customer that you've had the entire summer. It's like, what? He's like, yep, go out and do it. I thought it was insane, but I went out, did it 2 hours straight. I went through every single one of my customer calls on Vector Connect, and I got it. I got 10,032. Barely over. The last thing was a golf mate to my grandpa. I'm like, Pops, you gotta do this. I am this close. Please. But I made it, and that was the most accomplished I've ever felt in my entire life. And that's when I knew how important it was to put everything you have into what you do. And moving forward past that summer, Brian sat me down and talked with me about management. I went to the management prospect trip to Olean, New York, to the factory, freaking awesome. Coolest place ever. Went to Niagara Falls too. That was by far one of the best trips I've ever been on, and I've been a lot of places. I mean, I just absolutely loved it. I went through my freshman year of college, got to about April, Brian called me and asked me what I was going to do. And I told him, I'm all in. I want to run the branch. I want the opportunity. Come summer, I ran the Addison branch office for the very first time and busted my ass all day, every day, and worked harder than I ever had in my entire life. But there was one quote that got me through it all, and that was, fatigue is never felt on the day of victory. And it was true, because in the end of the summer, I finished #1 branch in the division, top 10 in the region. And for the SC2 push, when I sold 30K, a little bit more than the 10K the year before, I actually finished up #1 in the nation for one of the weeks as a representative. So that was pretty cool. I love that. I had no idea it was happening. I just went on Vector Connect and I saw #1 Blake Addison. I'm like, sweet. But I mean, if anything that you get out of this, you're not going to be here forever. I'm probably not going to be here forever, but you have to get as much as you can out of this opportunity. And I mean, this job has given me the opportunity to pay for my entire college on my own, debt-free, 0 loans by myself. And if it weren't for Cutco, there's absolutely no way that I'd be attending Texas A&M right now. My communication skills and the way that I value my time and money has improved drastically through working this, through just meeting people and everything. My connections have grown to more than I could ever have imagined. I've gotten more job offers from financial advisors, real estate agencies, and just so many more people, medical sales representatives. I mean, the list goes on, but the opportunity this has provided me in order to talk with people, I had never thought that crazy knife job that I heard about at that one grad party would ever turn out into this. And you'll be really amazed with the opportunities you get from this job. I mean, this knife job will teach you more about yourself than any class or test ever will. It'll teach you more and open your doors to so many more opportunities than any networking seminar. And I mean, it will give you more confidence than any $2 hourly promotion or any A on a physics test ever will. And if you're ever thinking about management, I say freaking go for it. You got to talk to your manager. This is by far the best thing I've ever done. And it takes work, and of course it does, especially if you want to be good at it. It will take work, but this is the most important thing, and you will get the most out of this than absolutely anything else you will do this summer. And y'all should feel really lucky to be here, lucky that you are the ones in control of your schedule, your time, your money, everything. Because you talk to anyone in the real world and that's all they dream about. And y'all have that for a job in high school and college. Pretty freaking cool, selling Cutco knives to soccer moms and Mrs. Jones. I mean, it's pretty damn fun. So if you had, the coolest part about all this is I am nothing special. I was just a kid out of the Lake Highlands who decided to put in the work and do what needed to be done in order to be successful. So for those of you who choose a path of success and hard work with this summer and this SC1 push coming up, it'll feel a lot at times, but you just got to keep going. You got to remember that fatigue is never felt on the day of victory. So when you're walking across that stage, shaking hands with Brian and John and getting that katana, you will not remember a single thing. You will only remember the money you made and the outcome that it got. I mean, I really appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. And the only difference between me and you is I have a head start. So just stick with this. And if you put in the work, the sales, the growth, the experience, that'll all follow. Thank you for your time, and go out, kick some ass this SC1. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me ever, but I really appreciate your time.